Hello YouTube, this is Total War Seraphim bringing you the 9th game in FIB, the Faction Inheritance Battle. This is a great barbarian matchup played by Wolf of Ichkeria playing as Boii and Obelix playing as Suebi. So let's jump right into the game, huh? Oh, I love this matchup. We got two great barbarian factions. Oh, I'm excited. All right, first up for Wolf of Ichkeria, we have 2 levy freemen, a third, a fourth, and a 5th levy freeman making up the frontal. Oathsworn in the middle, sword followers, mixed with an Oathsworn, sword followers, and 1 sword follower and another Oathsworn. Heavy horse in the middle, 3 it looks like, and 4 heavy horse. I'm going to take a look at Obelix playing as Suebi. And it appears that he has a spear levy out front on the left flank, a Wodenaz spear in the middle, a second Wodenaz, and another spear levy. In the back he has Bloodsworn, 2 Bloodsworn, 3, and a 4th Bloodsworn. In the back we have Berserkers, 3rd Berserker, a 4th, and Riders of the Hunt. I believe he has another Riders of the Hunt as well as two Skirmisher Cav. I very much like this matchup. 2 excellent players, and there's only this battle is only about 9 minutes long, and it is absolutely brutal and wonderful to watch. So early on, Wolf of Ichkeria is moving up. It looks like he's trying to get an advantageous position in the forest. If he has to skirmish, if you're going to skirmish with Suebi skirmishers, that's where to do it. And I noticed that Obelix has brought 3 Kimbri bowwomen, and I think they are the pick as far as skirmishers go to take on very low armor units as well as armored units. They can pack quite a punch, especially in late game. So the 2 armies are advancing here. Wolf of Ichkeria is very carefully moving his army and keeping it grouped together. We see one of the skirmisher cav being brought around the back here. He peels off a levy freeman to deal with it, but it's already in the back lines. At this point, I wonder if there's much consequence of trying to deal with it. So he advances, clearly centering his army with that of Obelix's. Obelix looks like he's looking to skirmish. He has a 2nd Germanic scout rider moving around the back here, and he's wisely using this forest. I think he thought about potentially leaving them there to skirmish from that direction if he has time. So he wheels them all the way around to the back here, giving a lot of distance between these units. But Wolf of Ichkeria is pushing very hard with this front line, and you can see his position where he wants to put his troops. So the Kimbri bowwomen open up on the levy spears, and they've already killed 9 men, I think, in that first volley. I do question using the Kimbri to target levy freemen. And you can see again that Wolf of Ichkeria is really pushing against Obelix. So Obelix wisely pulls back the skirmishers and prepares for what looks like a frontal engagement. Oh yes, so Wolf of Ichkeria is bringing in this heavy horse cav charge right into the spears, and you notice that Obelix pops counter cavalry tactics in an attempt to create as many losses on the charge and to brace his men as he can, followed quickly by the levy freeman jumping in here. You can already see the spear levy is wavering on both flanks. Looks like he's wheeling around a fair contingent on the flanks as well, while the levy freemen attempt to finish off the spear levy. The heavy horse is also being brought around the flanks, as its only opposition is really the Riders of the Hunt, and that should go very well. But now the Bloodsworn have gotten into it, and the Bloodsworn having a bonus against infantry can tank out a lot of damage, especially against levy freemen. They're going to do exceptionally well. This Riders of the Hunt is being peeled out here in an attempt to stop the flanks, and he does get a momentary charge in here, does Wolf of Ichkeria, and this Swordmaster is being, this Oathsworn is being helped on that flank as well. Fast charge has been popped, so the armor-piercing damage will apply shortly. The Berserkers doing what they do best, mixed with the Bloodsworn, is a deadly combination. The Oathsworn General makes it into the Riders of the Hunt and will do very well in that engagement. The Sword Followers are being peeled all the way around the flank of Obelix. The Germanic Scout Riders out here not doing much. They haven't had time to micro their way back into the game. Whistling shot being fired overhead. The Cimbri bows not doing terribly much. The Oathsworn out here, of course, taking on the horse while the heavy horse is peeled away. Bloodsworn again doing very well in these engagements. They can be a real terror if you don't charge them with cav or shoot them. The Berserkers have gone berserk, and as such, they're causing an amazing amount of damage. The Bloodsworn have been peeled back for the moment. The Oathsworn General again on the flank. The Sword Followers are wrapping up this fight against the Cimbri Bowwomen, and the General's peeled out here to deal with them. The Levy Freemen get another charge in. The heavy horse seems to be going after the last of the Cimbri, and the Berserkers again here holding the flank. At the last moment, he wheels it away, and it looks like he's bringing it back towards the Berserkers. The Cimbri Bowwomen don't have much of a target as they're firing into the backs of their own men. The Sword Followers do get into it with the Sword Masters, and that's anyone's guess. The General decides to take a rear charge into these Bloodsworn, which I think was actually the optimal target as opposed to the General. The Germanic Scout Rider is brought back in here again and is being used to countercharge the heavy horse, perhaps just to anchor it in place for a bit. The Oathsworn again now making its way around the flank, and that's dangerous. Heavy horse making it into the Cimbri Bowwomen as well as the Bloodsworn. Looks like the Swordmaster General for Obelix is doing quite well in that engagement, actually. The Swordmasters here, Sword Followers start to rout as the Levy Free come in to take on the Berserkers. I presume that the Berserkers are going to clean that up, even in such minimal numbers, fairly well. The Heavy Horse is still engaged here. The Bloodsworn being moved to try to intercept this Oathsworn. The Heavy Horse makes it into the Cimbri Bowwomen and is taking its time in that engagement. Another Sword Follower being peeled off here in an attempt to counter or to help reinforce the fight against the Suebi General, against Obelix's General. The Berserkers make it into these Levy Free on the left flank. The Germanic Scout Riders again bringing in another charge against the Heavy Horse and the Sword Followers, but their lack of mass probably won't benefit them much in that engagement. The Oathsworn being peeled back here to help deal with the Berserkers.
Understood.
Looks like it should get a pretty clean charge here, though its formation is pretty dense. Wow, that center really crumbled. I thought that might have gone in favor of Wolf of Ichkeria, but actually both factions pretty evenly cleared out in that. The Heavy Horse is following the Germanic Scout Riders and causing damage as they're pulled away. The General out here, the Swordmaster, is really taking on these Sword Followers really well. It's only lost 55 men. Oh, I see. They didn't get a rear charge. They got a frontal charge. Okay, that helps explain it. So the Oathsworn General is taking on the Bloodsworn and doing all right. The Bloodsworn is unfortunately routing the Levy Free at the moment. The Heavy Horse is being brought to reinforce that engagement, and I assume that Heavy Horse is going to have much more of an impact against the Bloodsworn. So that's a very wise target by Wolf of Ichkeria, and very unfortunate for Obelix. And yes, it gets a clean charge, which almost routs it with 50 men left. Out here on the flank, we have an Oathsworn and a Levy Free that have just won their engagement, and a Sword Follower engaged with Berserkers who are still going at it. Heavy Horse is brought in here in another charge against the Swordmasters, and it will take some damage as the Heavy Horse charges into the back of its own men. The Oathsworn General is now being pulled into this fight in order to help tip the scale in favor. Swordmasters being in shield wall will give them a considerable bracing bonus. Again, unfortunately, he wasn't able to surround and flank the enemy general, but in this amount of numbers, you presume it's enough to get the job done. Looks like the general is going to rout with 75 men left in the unit. Here, lastly, we have one berserker left for Obelix, who is actually, oh, of course, yeah, it's winning against the levy free and the heavy horse. So the general of Wolf of Ichkeria is being peeled away to deal with this last final threat. Clearly the writing's on the wall. I really enjoyed this game a lot. It is brutal, it's fast, and there was great charges down the middle, which I am tremendously a fan of. I think well-timed cav charges to interrupt infantry charges is incredibly effective in this game. I'm still trying to learn the timing, but it's a beautiful thing when it goes right, and it hurts when it goes wrong. Yeah, the berserkers again aren't going to break. They're unbreakable while they're out of control, and as such, it's going to require a lot of units to bring them down. Even against the Oathsworn, the berserkers just continue on their rampage. I really do like this battle very much. I've watched it several times now. Seems like those sword followers might be in formation attack. I may be wrong about that. Oh, maybe. The general goes into headhunt just to increase the damage, and there goes the last Suebi. So let's take a look at the results, huh? 267 kills, 126, 197, 305 for the heavy horse. Levy Freeman doing fairly well. Sword followers, 254, 209, 189. Wow, 82 and 90 for the Oathsworn. Not terribly great. Maybe they were up against worse units. 173 for Obelix, general. Not bad at all. Looks like the berserkers 187, 179. 354, that's a lot of kills, and the Bloodsword doing very well, 119, 61, and the Spear Levy, of course, and the Wodenaz doing their job as a stopping force. I just want to say thank you very much to Wolf of Ichkeria for submitting these battles, and thank you very much to both Wolf of Ichkeria and Obelix for having made sure that I got these games. I very much love the barbarian fact trips. They're fast, they're brutal, and they highlight a lot of the meta game as it is defined by better players than myself. I just want to say thank you very much to the participation of both players, and I really appreciate it. This is Total War Seraphim signing off. Be well.